Okay, thank you. So we'll need a motion to go back into open session.
Mr. Chair,
Yes,
I
trustee
recommend
Williamson.
the Board of Education return to open session.
Support. Motion to return to open session by trustee Williamson, supported by trustee Janoon. We take roll call, please. Vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Back into session at 6:37. All right, we need a motion to adjourn the study session for January 13th. Support. Motion to adjourn by trustee Alzea, supported by trustee Amen. Adjournment is at 6:37. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, adjournment at 6:37. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Crestwood School District General Meeting for January 13th at 2025. We're going to call the meeting to order at 6:38 p.m. Mr. Secretary, can you please take roll call?
Trustee Amen.
Here.
Trustee Baydoun.
Here.
Trustee Elziat. Here. Trustee Fawaz.
Here.
Trustee Janoon.
Here.
President Sabo.
Here.
And me.
Thank you, Mr. Williamson. If we can all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I think this evening. Mr. Baydoun.
We have a special board brightener and presentation from two amazing schools in our Crestwood School District. We have students from both the Hillcrest Huskies and Highview Hawks. Their administrators are here, as well as the wonderful staff who lead them. We're going to take this opportunity to line up as they will lead today's Pledge of Allegiance. We also want to thank the parents who brought them with us today. We know how important this is for all of them, and we're really excited to have them lead the pledge.
Guys ready? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Andrea.
Yay, Ms. Frizzell.
Thank you, Highview. Thank you so much. Thank you, Hillcrest, Highview.
Thank you all. Earlier this evening, we elected officers, and now we're going to the oath of office and acceptance. Correct, I'm sorry. Forgive me. My first day on the job, guys, bear with me. We do want to congratulate those that did win election in November, Mr. Billy Amon, Mrs. Danielle Ozea, Mrs. Salwa Fawaz, Mrs. Najah Janoun, and Mr. David Williamson. Lynn, can you come up, please? This isn't working too well.
Yes. So with us is our wonderful city clerk, former trustee, Miss Lynn Sinia. Thank you.
Let me go ahead and Billy Amen, you're up first. But if you raise your right hand and repeat after me, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of this state, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of District
of Crestwood School District
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Lynn.
I missed being up here.
And Lynn, we thank you for everything you do for our district.
Absolutely. Okay.
Can we recognize our city council?
Yes, please. Go ahead, Mr. Baydun. Trustee Baydun.
Hassan Saab, thank you for coming, Dearborn Heights City Council. And Nancy Breyer, thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Baydun. Mr. Secretary, the consent agenda?
I recommend that the Board of Education approval is recommended for the items listed in the consent agenda, which include the January 13th, 2025 board agenda, the minutes of the study session on Monday, December 9th, 2024, and the minutes from the regular meeting on Monday, December 9th, 2024, and the check register dated December 1st through December 31st, 2024.
Consent agenda by the Secretary. Mr. Secretary, Board of Education approval is recommended for the items listed on the consent agenda, which include the January 13th, 2025 board agenda, the minutes from the study session on Monday, December 9th, 2024, the minutes from the regular meeting on Monday, December 9th, 2024, and the check register dated December 1st through December 31st, which was supported by Trustee Janoon. All in favor? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Consent agenda passed. I think the special presentation was already done, correct?
Yeah, it was done.
Kristen, do we have any public comment? No public comment. Thank you. All right, business report. Ms. Morgan?
Thank you. The first item is the approval of 24-25 confirming purchase orders. The attached confirming purchase orders are items that needed to be processed prior to the board approval.
Mr. Chair,
Trustee Janoon?
I recommend the Crestwood Board of Education approve the confirming purchase orders as per attachment A1.
Any support? Trustee Janoon recommends that the Crestwood Board of Education approve the confirming purchase orders as per attachment A1, supported by Trustee Amon. Any discussion? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Number 2, approval of the 24-25 requisitions. The attached list of requisitions are items that buildings or departments would like to purchase for the upcoming needs.
Mr. Chair,
Trustee Elzayat?
I recommend that the Crestwood Board of Education approve the 2024 through 2025 requisitions as presented in attachment A2.
Support. Okay. Recommended action that the Crestwood Board of Education approve the 2024-2025 requisitions as presented in attachment A2. Motion by Trustee Elzayat, supported by Trustee Amon. Discussion? Any discussion?
Trustee Baydun.
Was it, I'm sorry, Trustee Baydun, my apologies. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay.
Number 3, approval of the Troon Law Firm. Troon Law Firm has been one of the district's attorneys for over 20 years. Administration would like to continue to utilize the firm to capitalize on their experience and specialized areas of expertise. They have effectively represented our district and provided legal services to hundreds of other districts across the state.
Mr. Chair,
Trustee Janoon?
I recommend that the Crestwood Board of Education approves the annual retainer contract with Troon Law Firm in the amount of $2,500 for the 25 calendar year attachment A3.
Any support? Supported by Trustee Amon. Recommendation that the Crestwood Board of Education approves the annual retainer contract with Thrun Law Firm in the amount of $2,500 for the 2025 calendar year per attachment A3. Motion by Trustee Janoon, supported by Trustee Amon. Any discussion?
I do. Yeah, Mr. Chair. Dr. Wasalam, I just have a question. So I know it's good to keep going with a law firm who has so much district institutional knowledge. I completely get that. But do we ever look at any other law firms? Do we interview any other law firms? Do we even know what's out there? I just feel like every year we just rubber stamp Troon. And I don't know, like, maybe that is the right thing to do for the board, but maybe it isn't.
So at this point, Troon has been we don't have any concerns with Troon. They were really influential and supportive, and they helped us through the bond issues, through all our contract issues, through all our land issues, where we haven't felt that we need to start looking at other representation. So that is why we've just continuously brought Troon back to the board each year to maintain that representation.
I mean, I wouldn't mind maybe next year if we at least just look at a few and just, that way we know what's out there, or, this is nothing against Troon.
Yeah.
I feel supported by them too, especially like when we had questions for them and they've come back, and Gary's been great. I just feel like every year we just automatically renew them without really getting a chance to see if is there anyone else out there? Is there anything that might be better out there for us?
Yeah, the two law firms we use are Keller and Tolma, which is where Gary represents, and that's for our HR,
Right.
personnel, student services, and then we use Troon for all of our business aspects. I mean, it is something that we can look at next year and see what other options are out there.
Yeah, I'm definitely not opposed to approving them today. I'm just saying maybe in the future we just take a look, or at least interview some other firms.
We can look at that.
How many of these specialty firms are out there doing school districts? I mean, a handful? More?
There's probably a dozen. I've worked with 6 different ones in the past 30 years.
Okay, maybe that's something we can take, off to the side and kind of figure out, to trustee Elzayat's point, maybe it's time to, not, again, doesn't mean they won't be the firm for 2026, it just means maybe we should be doing our due diligence and looking around. All right? Any other discussion? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Recommendation approved. Thank you, Ms. Morgan. Personnel report. None? Okay.
This is just one of those changes. It's read by,
Got to read this thing, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Ms. Elzayat, for mentioning that. First
Yeah,
night on
just
the,
trying
first
to
night on the job, I'll get it.
Overcome my cold. I'm sorry.
Are there any agenda items in the personnel report which board members or the superintendent wish to discuss and vote on separately? If there are, we will exclude those items from the motion below. There are none?
Oh,
Okay.
I want you to know I never got a hang of this either.
I will get it.
So you know.
We'll get it. So has everyone looked at the personnel report? Motion to approve the action items. At this time, I'll call for a single motion to approve all the action items on the personnel report, with any exceptions if necessary of any items which have just been excluded from this motion by board member request.
Mr. Chair,
Trustee Elzayat?
I recommend that the Crestwood Board of Education approve the action items on the personnel report as recommended in this agenda, effective pending acceptable criminal background checks and other employment documentation as required by law.
Motion by Trustee Elzayat that the Crestwood Board of Education approve action items on the personnel report labeled personnel report as recommended in this agenda, effective pending acceptable criminal background checks and other employment documentation as required by law, supported by Trustee Janoon. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Thank you. Next action item?
Mr. Chair,
Trustee Janoon?
I recommend the Crestwood Board of Education approve action items on the personnel report labeled, or are we just doing the non?
No, that's only if we pulled.
Yeah.
That second one is only if we pulled.
Just
I
personnel
recommend the
report.
Crestwood Board of Education approve the hiring candidates named in action item 8A effectively pending acceptable criminal background check and other employment documentation as required by law.
Support.
No, we just approved those, didn't we?
Non-instructional.
Non-instructional? That's instructional. So the instructional, the Crestwood Board of Education approved the action items out of the personnel report labeled 8A1
No, I think we approved them.
for the entirety. Yeah, we need your support.
Yeah,
So
so
we're fine. We go to non-instructional now. Thank you.
I think we're at superintendent report.
We're done. All right.
Mr. Chair?
so leave request.
Sorry, that's
We're
my.
gonna leave request first. You also have a leave request in here?
We're good. That was included.
That's included. Perfect.
We're at
Superintendent report. Comical, isn't it, Penny?
Thank you.
We'll get it right.
No, you're good.
Mr. Superintendent, please.
All right, thank you. First off, I apologize. I left my computer in my office, so I got to read it off my phone. So I'll be taking my glasses on and off. First, we wanted just to give these certificates of appreciation to all the board members. This is the Board of Education Appreciation Month. There's a couple things that are very important. And as school board members, you heard your oath of office. You follow the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of Michigan, the democratic process. I want to congratulate Billy Amon, Danielle Alzayat, Salwa Fawaz, Najah Janoun, and David Williamson on your re-election this past November, part of the democratic process. And I appreciate how our board, follows that democratic process too with the election of officers. With those elections, I want to congratulate President Sabah, Vice President Najah Janoun, Secretary David Williamson, and Treasurer Billy Amon. But, Danielle Alzayat, Hasbe Doon, and Salwa Fawaz, and this entire board, our success as a school district is always in the hands of the Board of Education. And I want to make that clear. As a superintendent, when you go into a November election, well, forget about November. When you have 5 out of 7 board members up for re-election, and you don't know who's going to run and not run, it's really scary for a superintendent. And when the 5 of you won, it created consistency. And that consistency is what's key and crucial. But I do want to spend a moment to celebrate and to thank former President Danielle Alzayat. So as Danielle passes the gavel to President Sabah, I do want to say that you created an atmosphere on our school board where we can work together as a team. And what people don't know are the things that the president does behind the scenes. I don't know why anyone would want to be president, to be honest with you. It's like you get another job. You got to deal with the superintendent calling you, saying, okay, we got a crisis. I'm going to get you up to speed. I need some input. I need your help with this. I need your help with that. But Danielle, you created an atmosphere for me, our team, and the rest of the board where we felt confident and comfortable to have conversations with you, that we knew you would never hold it against us. And I want to genuinely thank you for that. You were appointed to the board in November of 2020. You became president in July 8th, 2022. Now, I want you to think about it. We were coming out of COVID. We were still trying to figure things out. And you helped us get through that. The conversations we had, the support you gave me, the conversations you had with board members. You didn't allow disagreement to create division or animosity. And I really believe that that's one of the biggest roles of the board president. And I say this to you publicly because people should know.
Thank you.
People should really know. And this board, and while you were president, we passed one of the most historic bonds that this district ever saw. Second largest bond in the state of Michigan for a need that was not an easy ask. But I know that as the president and other board members, you all were out there pounding the pavement to get this to pass. Let alone the changes that we made previous to the bond. Our expansions in our elementary schools, this new beautiful central office, renovated central office, our renovated early childhood center, and so much more to come. We've had, since as you have been term of president, increased test scores in 90% of our grade levels. Our elementary reading and math scores have all improved by double digits. We've done so much. And I wanted to take this time to recognize you as a president who truly helped me as a superintendent handle very rough waters at times. So, former President Alzayat, thank you for your leadership.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Now, President Saba, good luck. And, you know, I will say this, and then I'll get into what's actually on the agenda here. I say it all the time. I can't do what I do without a board. I can't. And I'm excited for our future. No matter the title you hold, if it's a trustee or if it's an officer position, it doesn't matter. Each of you has a vote. Each of you represents our district. Each of you has to make decisions that you feel in the best interest of our children. I and my team will do everything in our power to get you the information you need to make calculated decisions. We're going to make mistakes. We're not perfect, but we will own up to them. I am excited for our future. We're getting this bond process going. We're going to have some reports coming out very soon. And my team needs you. And we know that, President Saba, you will continue what President Alzayat had done. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Masalam. You know, we all have full faith in you, and you've done a fantastic job. A lot of what you mentioned was a lot of your doing. And I know President Alzayat, who I remember those conversations, Danielle, when I kept prompting you to consider, and you not only stood up to the task, but you far exceeded what I thought you could do. Truthfully, you have done a fantastic job, and I want to commend you.
Thank you.
Not only as where I'm sitting today, but from that moment in June, I think it was, when we had the discussions. Just thank you for everything you've done.
Thank you, Mo. Thank you.
So on to the informational items. We have no action items. So first, Crestwood Thespian Shine at Michigan Thespian Festival. Sophie Manolidis, Nora Abdul Rasul, Hannah Nasser, Lydia Smith, Sharon Al Jahoun all received superior ratings in several categories. Chris Eshakian, Connor Tomsat, Navia Nasser, Maya Anani, Hannah Nasser all received excellent ratings in several categories. Congratulations to Lydia Smith, who was awarded the Thespian Scholarship, naming her one of the top 10 theater students in all of Michigan. She has been offered over $380,000 in college scholarships. As a reminder, the annual Crestwood Tin Can Raffle is Friday, January 31st and Saturday, February 1st. It will be held at the Crestwood High School cafeteria. Drawing begins at 3:30 p.m. Saturday. The board was provided with first readings of board policy updates. These updates are legal updates and policy updates that came directly from Neola. Those updates include policy 1130, 3110, 3120.08, 4110, 5330.02, 5340, 5500, 6110, 6111, 6112, 6114, 6325, 6550, 7310, 7540.09, 7450, and 8321. So the board received that information, would be considered a first reading. Next board meeting would be a second reading. Want to remind everyone, Martin Luther King Jr. Day is January 20th, 2025. The schools will be closed, no students or staff. And I'd also like to wish everyone a Happy New Year. I hope everyone had a happy holiday season. And again, I want to thank our Board of Education. I want to thank President Alzayat and our new President Saba. And I'm looking forward again to the things that we're going to accomplish as a school district. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Dr. Masalam. And now for board comment. Look who's sitting first. Trustee Elzayat.
Thank you. Good evening. Yusuf, Mo said it before I could, but all of that stuff you mentioned wasn't done because of me. It was done because of you and your team. And, thank you guys for your leadership, really, and for making sure that you guided us and gave us the information and steered us in the right direction to make sure that we could make the best decisions for every single kid in this district. The only reason I believe any of us are here. Actually, I think one of the best things that we did is in our policy last year when we renewed our policy and put new policy in, one of the things that I advocated the most for was officer term limits. So on the board, you can serve as your officer position for 1 year, 2 years in a row is your limit, and then you'd have to get off for a year and come back on. And I just believe because I don't think anybody should be one thing forever and just be able to be stuck in that one position. So here I sit, and I have to say, it feels a little good to be sitting on this end. Mo, I want to congratulate you on being president. I know that you're going to be great for this board. I have no doubt that we have elected all great officers today. Mo, as president, Najah, congratulations on vice president. Billy, congratulations on treasurer. David, congratulations on secretary. I look forward to you guys leading us and guiding us. I did want to also say thank you to Haas. He was the vice president while I was president, which meant when I wasn't around, he had to be around, or if I couldn't make a meeting, he had to make that meeting. So I just wanted to say thank you for your support, Haas. Lastly, other than Happy New Year, and I hope everybody enjoyed their time off, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who attended the services for my brother's funeral and for everybody who reached out for condolences. I truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. The cards, the text messages, the phone calls, it meant a lot to me. Thank you all. That's all I have.
Thank you, Trustee Elzayat. Trustee Baydoun.
Thank you. First of all, Danielle, I echo the words of Yusuf and Mo for sure. I mean, it was awesome, and there's nothing that's going to change. I think we're all going to continue with the motion you put us in for sure. And I'm glad I'm still sitting next to you. So you always have good treats and goodies at the meeting. So congratulations to Mo, Najah, Billy, and David on your appointment to officers. I'm sure you all will do a great job. Congratulations to everybody who was sworn in today. I know that kind of takes the fun out of it when it was so long ago in November. I know November was a long time ago, but congratulations. With that being said, there's still a lot going on in the middle school and the high school. There's middle school sports. I think we are in girls basketball season right now, and I believe swimming just wrapped up. Boys basketball season just wrapped up. It was a great season for the boys. Looking forward to watching the middle school girls. High school girls and boys, they're in the middle of basketball season. I know wrestling season is going on, and some of our greats just competed in the state of Ohio, and they're doing a great job. I know Hassan, who's in the audience today. I know you guys had a great time. It was awesome. That's awesome to hear. So just continue doing what everybody's doing, and congratulations to all the coaches doing what they do every day. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Baydoun. Trustee Fawaz.
Thank you. Happy New Year to everyone. And Dr. Musalem gave a nice summary for our yearly review, so that was nice. Congratulations to all my colleagues in their new roles. Also, congratulations to Hella Komaya, one of our seniors who has been accepted at MIT. That's amazing to be going to MIT. Congratulations also to Hashim Saleh, heading to play Division I football at Dartmouth University. So, also great news, another Ivy League. Snow coming will be the week of January 27th through 31st. So don't forget to participate in Spirit Week and help your class. And today is the last day to apply for National Honor Society, so please make sure you send Ms. Johns your application. And if you're interested in Red Cross Club meeting, are held on the first Friday of every month after school in the library. I'd also like to mention, I'd like to give thoughts and prayers to the people in Palestine, Los Angeles, Middle East, all over the world, where people are suffering. Also, for President Carter, and what a milestone. I mean, he made it to 100. And lastly, I'd like to give my condolences to the Bazzi family. Their kids are in our district, and they just suffered a devastating loss in losing their mother. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Fawaz. Trustee Williamson?
Thank you, Mr. President. First of all, I'd like to say Happy New Year to everyone. I'd like to congratulate our the new officers for your getting your new positions. And Mr. President, I'd like to apologize ahead of time for all the times I called you madam, which I can't believe I've done already. Thank you to our outgoing. Pardon?
I've been called worse.
Thank you for our outgoing officers, Danielle. You're like an inspiration. You really led us well, and I thank you for my inauguration as my first president. And I'd like to thank my family for all the support they've given me through the years, of all the things I've done through helping out with drama, helping out with band, and now supporting me on being on the school board. And thanks for coming.
Thank you, Trustee Williamson. Vice President Janoun?
I think it's always interesting because we have to make decisions as board members, and ultimately the most important thing is working together for the kids. These titles mean nothing. Like, if we don't work together for the kids, none of this matters. But thank you, and Danielle, honestly, you held your composure up here better than anybody I've ever seen, and I envy you in the fact that you do that and you represent yourself and the district very well. So thank you. I do want to remember to, I know Dr. Masal mentioned the tin can raffle, and the dates for that again were, I had it and I lost it, but it's in January 31st and 1st, February 1st. Really, really important. We need to support our seniors. It's just one of those things that, you know, the parents work extremely hard for. It's really important for our students. So make sure to go out and support them. I do want to mention February 5th and 6th will be the 3rd annual district spelling bee in partnership with Amity Foundation. It's really a great celebration for our students, and they are always so excited to go up there, and it's really been something that I've been really excited to be a part of as well as a judge the past 3 years. So, door jam.
Door jam.
That one word that everybody, if anybody wants to spell door jam, but so anyways, thank you and Happy New Year to everyone.
Thank you, Vice President Janoun. Mr. Treasurer?
Thank you also. Just say again, Danielle, you're always going to be my Madam President. Since I've known you, I've called you boss lady. So you're always going to be the boss lady. And thank you for everything you've done. Also, Haas, also thank you for always being there and stepping in when needed. Congratulations to everybody that was on their re-election. Congratulations to everybody on their positions. And like Najah said, these titles really mean nothing. I was just having a conversation with Mo earlier where I said, at the end of the day, we're doing this for one reason and one reason only, and it's every child that comes into this district. And if we're not here for that, then we should just pick up and go, because the kids are what matters. The families matter. So hopefully we can keep doing good by them. I think we have a great team, and we've always worked together well, and we can just keep everything moving forward. Also, huge congrats to my main man, John Hashem Salah, who's going to play football at Dartmouth. Also, Ali Hamoud, who's going to be playing football at Wayne State. Congratulations to Hala Komaya, who's been accepted into MIT. Also, I forgot. Happy New Year, everybody. And please, let's just remember, like Sadwa Fawaz said earlier, we still have our brothers and sisters, children who are still going through things in Gaza and Lebanon that we can't forget. And they need our prayers more than anything. We're going over 470 days right now, nonstop of people being kicked out of their homes, the country being bombed. I mean, there was our hearts go out to LA, but I saw a picture of a part of LA in Gaza. It's sad. So please let us keep them in our prayer. And also congratulations to the new childhood center and the ribbon cutting the other day. It was a good time. The kids were loving it, running around screaming. I enjoyed it with my earplugs, and then went home and listened to more screaming. So it was great. And that's it. That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Amon. Yeah, so Danielle, I can reiterate, ditto on everything everybody said, considering I go last now. I do want to give my condolences to you and your family on the loss of a very great man and your brother. And I mean that. You know I've known him a long time. Funny, not too long ago, I was asking you about him. Every time I saw him, he had a smile on his face. Again, may God rest his soul. My condolences to you and your family. Also to the Bazzi family. The late Miss Farial Bazzi has all of her children are Crestwood students. When I went to pay my respects yesterday, two of my sons said they wanted to go because their friends are they're in classes with them. There's just so much, the youth can see, and I know Ms. Fawaz and Mr. Amon mentioned Los Angeles and the trouble around the world, and this is the time to put your arms around these kids because they're watching things that they can't understand, whether it be local, whether it be domestic, whether it be international. I think we just all have to understand that we've got to embrace one another and understand that our differences are really what bring us together. Also, Martin Luther King Day is on Monday. This is one of those days that I think gets a lot of attention, but I would love to see it get more attention. For those that don't know who Martin Luther King was and what Martin Luther King did, my God, every MLK Day, if you go on LinkedIn or any other social media site, that's the only social media site I have, by the way, everybody's quoting MLK. Dr. King was a phenomenal human being, a great civil rights leader, and someone that we can all point to say that is someone that believed in equity, equality, fairness, justice, and all the things that make this great country what it is. I encourage all of you to visit the Charles Wright Museum downtown. I know that African American Month is in February, but what a great start to pay our respects to that. And if you haven't taken your kids to that, you really have to. I can't tell you what you'll see, but it is something that's remarkable. And that's all that I have. So I want to thank everyone for attending tonight. Do we have a motion to adjourn? Any support? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Adjournment is at 7:23 p.m. Thank you all.